The opponent sends out Swampert, probably expecting to fully wall the moveset. But if this opponent don't know about that grass type coverage, they're about to find out. Welcome back to the channel. Today we have an incredible battle submission from JJQ 2011, bringing us some very fun and entertaining battles in the Ultra League Summer Cup. Thankfully, this week's rotation is almost coming to an end. I know a lot of people have completely skipped it. I personally haven't enjoyed playing either. I think this meta is horribly stale. But today we are going booming, running a double fire strategy. Both Pokemon running surprise grass nukes, looking to catch them water type sleeping. Need I say any more than that? Without any further ado, let's get into the battles. And in game one, JJ off to a good start, leading Virizion into the Angry Alligator. The opponent try their luck, catch the Leaf Blade onto Trevenant, but all they catch is that work of Typhlosion. Oof, this Shadow Incinerate damage is nasty. We correctly shield up the Shadow Ball. JJ looks for the Incinerate farm down, unfortunately unable to get it before the departing Seed Bombs reach. Seed Bomb is resisted, does almost all Typhlosion's remaining HP. Out comes Poliwrath. We full send the Solar Beam. Oof! Poliwrath straight in and straight out. A huge boom in battle number one. This game isn't quite over yet for Alligator. With access to Ice Beam, which we correctly shield up, would do big damage to Virizion. One double kick and the Leaf Blade. Mr. Opponent, what the heck are you saving these shields for? JJ then sacks Chandelure. Chandelure also straight in and straight out. Can the opponent reach the departing Ice Beam? They cannot. This is only a Hydro Cannon. Resisted damage, and we take that game. Heading into the next battle, we see a commanding lead Virizion into Belly Bolt. Regardless of the quick move, Virizion fully walls the moveset. Thundershock does make him spammier to charge moves, and they're going to buff up their defense quicker, but this is a god-awful matchup. The opponent opting to stay in, which reveals they're probably weak to Virizion in the back. Hopefully the opponent's weak to the grass typing and not the fighting typing, as we've got two fire types with grass type nukes. The opponent can literally fire off as many parabolic charges as they want. Virizion is very unfazed. The opponent end up throwing on alignment, making a bad situation even worse for themselves. Virizion then farms up to the double Leaf Blade. And at this point, the opponent's really got to let this go. The opponent chooses to shield the low health Belly Bolt. Uh-oh, trainer, you're in trouble. Virizion fires off the next Leaf Blade, forcing the opponent all shields down. This parabolic charge isn't even lethal. Virizion is actually going to win the 0-2 shield scenario. Come on, show us a water type. Show us a water type. We pivot into Chandelure. Ask and you shall receive. Out comes Swampert. Oh, trainer, say it ain't so. Chandelure shields at the Hydro Cannon. Fires off the Energy Ball. And have no doubt, Swampert gonna get one shot vanquished. Back to its Pokeball. Back out comes the opposing Virizion. And the opponent concedes the match. In the next battle, we find ourselves a lost lead. We save switch into Chandelure. And out comes Jellicent. Chandelure going to try his luck at flipping this matchup. The opponent does have a pacing advantage. JJ actually going for the Flame Charge bait. Flame Charge forces the opponent's Protect Shield. However, the opponent is going to be able to outpace to the next serve. It looks like JJ going all in on his Chandelure, looking to make a play at taking back switch. Chandelure this time going for the kill shot, firing off the Energy Ball. Energy Ball does remove them from the field of play, but out comes Shadow Kingdra. We do have the alignment we want. We are down a Protect Shield. JJ continuing to farm up. I would have liked to see him throw the Leaf Blade before this Outrage is reached. Outrage almost picks up the one-hit KO. We need to reach the double Leaf Blade or we are toast. Unfortunately, unable to do so. Typhlosion hits the field of play, but this one is going to end in heartbreaking defeat. We get a huge amount of lag. Not that it's going to affect this battle. But Scopely, fix your bloody servers and we're going to move swiftly on. Virizion into Typhlosion. One double kick, the transfer of the Incinerate onto Chandelure. The opponent continued to farm up energy. JJ takes the initiative and fires off the Flame Charge. Flame Charge forces the opponent's first Protect Shield. I think here the opponent's made a huge mistake. They farm up to 100 energy, but JJ recognises he can just shield, undertap this Flame Charge and win charge attack priority. Unfortunately, the boosted Flame Charge isn't quite lethal, but I think Chandelure's more than done its job. To my surprise, Chandelure actually able to survive that move, but that just feeds Skeledirge free energy. Typhlosion hits the field of play. Are we going to look to call the Torch Song bait? JJ thinking about it, does call the bait. We get nuked with the Shadow Ball. JJ holds the Blast Burn. Great composure. Out comes Poliwrath and is swiftly answered with Virizion. Virizion wastes no time. Fires off the Leaf Blade, doing around half Poliwrath's health. What is our win con here? I think we've not only got to knock out Poliwrath, we've got to have enough energy to fake a Stone Edge On the returning Skeledirge and force the final Protect Shield, JJ overfarms as much as he physically can. We farm up to what could be a Stone Edge. Come on, trainer, I promise it's a Stone Edge. Okay, we force the final Protect Shield, go for the wham, bam, combo play, fire off the Blast Burn. Blast Burn isn't quite lethal, but does put them low. We're now receiving the energy for the next Leaf Blade. JJ shields up the Disarming Voice, fires off the Leaf Blade, and we are able to emerge victorious. What a well-played game. GG's. Heading into the next battle. Virizion into Walrus, a neutral matchup, but arguably two better responses in the back. We save switch into Typhlosion, baiting out Swampert. JJ gonna invest that Protect Shield, just full send it. The opponent don't know, they've forgotten. Trainer, you wall us, I promise. We full send the Solar Beam. Solar Beam, get that Swampert off my screen. Back out comes Walrein. Walrein fires off the Icicle Sphere. Shadow Typhlosion might be glassy, that simply isn't gonna cut it. JJ gonna YOLO yet another Solar Beam. Blast Burn would have got the job done, but why not fire off another beam? Solar Beam, force the Protect Shield, and it's CMP. Oh man, we're in shambles. Bear with me as I try and pull myself back together. Virizion re-enters the arena. The opponent gonna fire off the Icicle Sphere. Virizion tanks the damage. Out comes Chestnut. Chestnut swiftly answers with Chandelure. The opponent doesn't want the smoke, and they concede the match. This has got to be the least professional channel on the entirety of the YouTube platform. Heading into the next battle, we see Ampharos in the lead position. The opponent safe switch into Shadow Typhlosion, and we answer with Chandelure. If the opponent falls in a Blast Burn here, we might be straight in and straight out. The opponent actually opts for the Thunder Punch. Thunder Punch is neutral, but Blast Burn would have done more. Even that Thunder Punch almost picked up a one-hit KO. We force the Protect Shield, send out Virizion, look to call the bait. Oh, Virizion straight in and straight out. And a Shadow Typhlosion versus the Wild. JJ looking for the one shield, full Incinerate farm down, and we're going to leave at 100 energy. The opponent sends out Walrein. Oh boy, are we about to see another Pokemon straight in and straight out. Solar Beam picks up that one-hit KO. Can Typhlosion reach the double Blast Burn required? To win this battle, we're at the double Blast Burn. You know the drill. One will be forcing the opponent's final Protect Shield, and one is going to be all she wrote, with Shadow Typhlosion sweeping the entire team. GG's, and thanks for playing. In the next battle, Command and lead Virizion into Greninja. The opponent safe switch into Zapdos. We bank a charge move, make the catch and the sneak of the Incinerate onto Chandelure. Oh, Chandelure did not tank that Drill Peck well. Chandelure going to be investing in Protect Shield, blocking up the next Drill Peck. One Incinerate and the Flame Charge. A very nice fast move timing from JJ there, only giving the opponent one free turn. Flame Charge, forced to Protect Shield. The opponent going to look to fire off energy, and JJ happy with Chandelure's contribution. We send out Typhlosion. Typhlosion does get a one Incinerate running start. We're now going to be lined against that Greninja, which certainly isn't a great spot to be in. JJ fires off one Incinerate, attempts to snipe Greninja, but the opponent makes a very nice catch, catching onto Venusaur. Oh, that's brutal. JJ gonna fire off the Sacred Sword. Sacred Sword forced the final Protect Shield, and that gives us a win con. Sacred Sword is the correct move to throw in this matchup. If you don't have Stone Edge, it is only single resisted. Leaf Blade double resisted, as both Grass and Poison do resist Grass, whereas only Poison resists Fighting, whereas Grass, of course, would take neutral. Typhlosion going to invest that Protect Shield, blocking up the Hydro Cannon. We're going to fire off the Solar Beam. Solar Beam knocks out Greninja. The question now becomes, is Typhlosion bulky enough to survive a Sludge Bomb? In Typhlosion, I believe Sludge Bomb doesn't get the job done. The opponent unable to Vine Whip farm down. We Incinerate farm down and take that game. In the next battle, we see Virizion into Feraligatr, the Angry Alligator. Once again, the opponent attempt to catch a Leaf Blade onto something that does resist Grass in the form of Typhlosion. We answer the Typhlosion safe switch with Chandelure. JJ tanks the Thunder Punch, fires off the Flame Charge. Flame Charge forces the opponent's first Protect Shield. The opponent then farm up, looking for the full Incinerate farm down, but Chandelure will not be denied, firing off the Flame Charge, forcing the opponent all shields down. Virizion re-enters the arena. JJ this time going to invest a Protect Shield, correctly shielding at the Blast Burn. However, the opponent is doubled up, and we're going to see us very quickly also find ourselves in a shieldless game. The opponent forced both Protect Shields, give us the combo play. Huh? I was expecting an Ice Beam, firstly, which wouldn't have been lethal, but Hydro Cannon certainly isn't the correct play. Why would you re-switch your Feraligatr and then fire off a Hydro Cannon when we've got no shields? That is such a strange play. Fire off the Leaf Blade, removing Feraligatr from the field of play. One double kick and the Sacred Sword. We go for the undercharge, wanting to get a 1 Incinerate running start, which we're able to get. Out comes Barbarical. This is just a cross chop, right, which we should survive? Question mark. Razor Shell. What the heck sort of moveset is that? What a strange battle from the opponent, but JJ able to emerge victorious. Wow, that really did bamboozle me. Heading into the next battle. Virizion into the spammy Frog. The opponent say switch into a Charm Primarina. We're going to fire off the Leaf Blade. Leaf Blade forced to Protect Shield, and Chandelure hits the field of play. These charms are supposed to be resisted, but someone forgot to tell Chandelure. The charms still chunking our HP. We're going to shoot the Hydro Cannon, 1 Incinerate, and the Energy Ball, looking to remove Primarina from the field of play. Down goes Primarina, back out comes Greninja. The opponent smartly dump energy before that Energy Ball to the face. Night Slash removes us from the field of play. Virizion re-enters the arena, out comes Skeledirge, and here comes Typhlosion. We now find ourselves in the bait game. JJ last second, invest the Protect Shield, correctly shielding the Shadow Ball, 1 Incinerate, and the Blast Burn. Blast Burn goes unshielded, rocking Skeledirge deep into the red health range. We're able to reach the next Blast Burn on the charge attack priority. Blast Burn forces the opponent's final Protect Shield. Shadow Ball will be moving us from the field of play, and it's all down to Virizion to clean up. Virizion fires off 1 double kick and the Sacred Sword. Sacred Sword is double resisted. I was going to say Leaf Blade would have been the better move to throw, but regardless, it's still knocked out, and we're able to take that game. In the next battle, we found ourselves a problem, and its name is Tentacle. Tentacle certainly beats the entirety of our team, but the opponent does us a huge favour, throwing on alignment, giving us a free Incinerate sneak. Out comes Typhlosion. Typhlosion shields up the first Flame Charge. Chandelure doubled up, fires off the next Flame Charge, which does go unshielded, and it's CMP. Thunder Punch removes us from the field of play. Back out comes Virizion. Virizion able to fire off 3 double kicks, outpacing to the Sacred Sword, and Sacred Sword will move in Typhlosion from the field of play. Back out comes Tentacruel. I like this. I think we just stay in and do as much damage as we physically can with Virizion. Leaf Blade hits for neutral and does put them below half health. This is a Poison Jab Tentacruel, so lightly on Acid Spray. Acid Spray doesn't get the job done. We pivot into Typhlosion. Out comes a Smackdown Chestnut. Chestnut unable to win the fast move beatdown. Typhlosion leaves out the double Blast Burn, and we're able to take that game. Smackdown Chestnut. Now that is some spice. Speaking of spice, we see Incineroar in the lead position. This thing hits like a truck, lightly running Blast Burn and Darkest Larion, which is an absolute Hail Mary nuke. I think we've got to respect this. The opponent's actually running Dark Pulse, but even Dark Pulse would do a lot. Out comes Swampert. Trainer, what are you farming up to? The opponent allows us to reach the Solar Beam. Oh god, there's another boom. The opponent does want the smoke and they concede the match. Holy. I know a lot of other content creators love to post try-hard teams, but I'll be honest, this is exactly the sort of content I enjoy posting. And we actually went 5-0 in that set as well. Let's go. In the next battle, we see Shadow Typhlosion in the lead position. Once again, 1 double kick, the transfer of the Incinerate onto Chandelure, and out comes Glisserpod. Chandelure gonna strike first, firing off the Flame Charge, forcing the first Protect Shield of the game. We could shield, under-tap this Flame Charge and look to force the opponent all shields down. We're actually going to fire off 1 further Incinerate. Oh boy, we're now shieldless. No, we try and throw at good timing and we get farmed down. That's rough. Whilst I'm a big fan of good fast move timing, sometimes you do need to throw at suboptimal timing. That was probably a good example of that. We then attempt to snipe with Typhlosion. Our snipe attempt unsuccessful, and it is all going wrong in this battle. Kind of is what it is, to be honest. You can't win them all. We're playing it out, but I really don't see a win con. We're going to fire off the Sacred Sword. Typhlosion doesn't respect the damage. They're going to fire off the Blast Burn, and Blast Burn is going to be all she wrote. Tough game. Heading into the next battle. Things are looking up as Virizion stares down Greninja. The opponent fire off a Water Shriek and then pivot into Skeledirge, and we answer with Chandelure. Unfortunately, we are behind on energy. We're going to respect the Shadow Ball. The opponent, to my surprise, actually full send. I thought the opponent would definitely bait Chandelure, but good job JJ's playing and not me. I would have definitely been straight in and straight out. JJ able to fire off the next Flame Charge, winning charge attack priority, leaving Skeledirge down and around the 3rd health. We correctly should have another Shadow Ball. Looks like JJ going to attempt to fully Incinerate farm down Skeledirge, which we do, and we leave with the Energy Ball. Oh boy, Greninja, you don't know, buddy, do you? You don't know. They didn't know. Greninja straight in and straight out. Out comes Ampharos. Unless his opponent's got Focus Blast, what are you going to throw at Virizion? Honestly. The opponent doesn't even farm up to a Focus Blast. This game's just over. When JJ actually bought in his Virizion there, he did throw one double kick and the charge move, which should have been optimal timing, but as we lagged for a turn, we ended up giving the opponent a free Volt Switch, which is super annoying, but had a zero difference in the outcome of this battle, as we're able to emerge victorious. In the next battle, we see the mirror match. Hello? Hello? JJ did wait. I don't know what's going on here. Oh, the opponent's there. Finally, they concede the match. What the heck was that? The forced update we received a few days ago made the Go Battle League even worse. I didn't think it was possible, but shout out Scopely. You managed to make a broken game even worse. Heading into the next battle, you see Electivire in the lead position. I've actually been running Shadow Electivire. If you see my recent short, this thing hits like a truck. The opponent actually on Legacy Flamethrower. I did not see that one coming. That non-stab Flamethrower did like 65% of our HP, which is a credit to just how attack weighted Electivire is. Out comes Typhlosion. This opponent recognises Blast Burn will do more. Fired off the Blast Burn and they're able to incinerate farm down afterwards. We enter the mirror. This is going to be a really difficult incinerate farm down. We quickly shot the next Blast Burn. Unfortunately, we didn't have Thunder Punch. Okay, we go for the snipe. I like that. We banked a boatload of energy. Send out Virizion. Look for the snipe. Firing off the Sacred Sword. The opponent continuing to incinerate away, which is a huge mistake, as we're going to be able to fire off the next Sacred Sword and not take that incinerate damage. Back out comes Electivire. Electivire greeted with the Leaf Blade. Leaf Blade almost knocks him out. The opponent looking to Thundershock farm down. Able to get it. Typhlosion able to incinerate farm down. Out comes Gyarados and the opponent concedes the match. Another very crazy and very hectic battle. In the next battle, we see Typhlosion in the lead position. As always, one double kick. The transfer of the incinerate onto Chandelure Trainer. I'm not sure that's what you want to pivot out into. With a huge energy lead on our Chandelure, we fire off the first flame charge. The opponent actually able to Shadow Claw farm us down before the next one's reached. Typhlosion hits the field of play. JJ thought about calling the Seed Bomb bait. Last second, Investor Protect Shield, correctly shields at the Shadow Ball, and then able to incinerate farm down afterwards. The opponent enters the mirror with a huge energy lead. However, we're actually able to get off this Blast Burn. Winning charge attack priority. Blast Burn forces the opponent's final Protect Shield. We match Protect Shields, get baited with the Thunder Punch. The opponent able to outpace what should be the Blast Burn. If they recognise Blast Burn will do more. The opponent full sends the Blast Burn. We look to undertap our Blast Burn, but the opponent catch onto what I believe an Ampharos. Ampharos gets rocked deep into the red health range. Virizion re-enters the arena and will be looking for the full double kick farm down. The opponent fire off the Trailblaze. That does absolutely nothing. Virizion able to double kick farm down. Back out comes Typhlosion. One double kick and the Sacred Sword. Sacred Sword isn't quite lethal, but we're about to give him that bad man as a Leaf Blade, and that is going to be all she wrote. GG's. Heading into the final battle, there's a bonus battle with Boswell in the lead position instead of Virizion. We see Swampert. The opponent says no thank you. Say switch into Skeledirge. The opponent allows us to strike first, firing off the Flame Charge. Flame Charge forces the Protect Shield. JJ this time does call the Torch Song bait. It's actually a disarming voice. Either way, resisted damage. Chandelure able to shrug it off and once again win charge attack priority. The boosted Flame Charge isn't lethal but does leave the opponent low. If you made it to this part of the video, I'm sure you can see what's going to happen. I thought we were going to send in Typhlosion. I looked at Solar Beam and we actually send out Boswell. And we're actually going to completely sacrifice it as well. Holy. Typhlosion now does enter the arena. Looks for the Incinerate farm down. Unfortunately, unable to get it for yet another disarming voice baits thrown. Come on, trainer. Send out that Swampert. You keep mudshotting away as you fully wall us. We fire off the Solar Beam. Is this one finally respected? Of course it isn't. Swampert straight in and straight out. Out comes a Typhlosion. JJ going to invest the Protect Shield. Shielding up the Thunder Punch. He's going to undertap his Blast Burn. Blast Burn should be forcing the opponent's final Protect Shield. We then look to snipe, firing off the Superpower. The question is Superpower enough to knock out? Yes, it is. And we're able to take that game. And that is just about going to wrap things up for today's very fun shoutcast. A huge shout out to JJ. That was an absolute banger, buddy. I thoroughly enjoyed it. So if you're enjoying my content, consider leaving a like. If you're new, you can even subscribe if you want. I guess it's kind of up to you. Either way, if you'd like your battles featured on my channel, a link to my battle submission form is down below. And as always, a huge thanks for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one.